Hey guys, what's up? My name is Art. I'm back for another video. The last video I had a good idea involved, but the whole thing just ran away from me. And I just started mumbling like I was drunk. So, yeah, I might just throw away that video. Just who knows? I don't know. One thing that I've been thinking about, and I wanted to wait till the hype about this die down before I talk about it because everybody was talking about this stuff. Okay? The question is there a war on men? Is there a war on men? Okay. What's it like to be a man in 2019 going into 2020? What's it like? Are we who we say we are supposed to be or what? I don't know. From what I've read, articulated, talked about, and discussed with many different people of various ways of life, a lot of people, a lot of guys say there's a war on men. There's a war on guys. There's a war on men. Man is under attack. For example, one of the biggest things was, sexual, gosh, I forgot the name. Assaults. Okay. Last year, one of the biggest things was the Brett Kavanaugh nomination to the Supreme Court judge. Now, personally, in my opinion, that should have been a Democratic seat so that way they can keep the balance equal. But when we had a president that wanted to do that, the Republicans said nope, 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 nope. Then when they came in, yeah, let's do this. And guess what? The Democrats should have stood up and said nope, 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 nope. Or, they should have. Okay. But so what happened is that of course, if you heard about the Brett Kavanaugh scandal, ish, was the fact that this woman, 30 to 40 years later, said that this guy raped her. Okay, all right. Now, first thing is, why wait 40 freaking years to say that? Oh, because I didn't want to ruin his family or his reputation. Okay, but you coming here already done that. And the funny thing is, she really didn't want to talk about it. She didn't want to do all that, except for some reporter decided, from what I heard, some reporter decided to jump on the story and publish it. So that way, now you have to say something. Now, was the story that she said kind of flaky? Now, here's the thing. Oh, him in college, he was a partier, he was a drinker, and all this other stuff. Was he a womanizer? Probably. But then again, nowadays he's a conservative Christian fellow. Yeah. Let's talk, but not. You don't talk about his rulings as a judge to say he's not eligible. You focus on the potential rape. And what happened is people up to, and the funny thing is, did she really lie? I don't know. Was she raped when she was in college? Probably. Back then, a lot of girls was raped. I hate to say it, a lot of women were raped back then. But guess what? They kept it to themselves. They didn't say anything. They told their girlfriends to stay away from this motherfucker. That's what they did. So all of a sudden, some guy who used to be popular ladies don't get any play. That's the reason why. Then again, if he was drunk at the time, hey, true, you can't say absence is not an absence of guilt or anything, but you got to think about this. There's a war on men, a war on men. So what happened is they perpetrated there's a war on men. He got the nomination, of course. Regardless of what people believe in, I mean, personally, in my opinion, whether he did or not is inconsequential. But if he didn't do it, he know who actually did, but he's keeping his mouth shut. Okay. But anyway, Gillette made an ad about telling men to be men. Some people looked at it that way. One of my best friends said, "Oh man, I hate Gillette now. because they try to teach, they try to make man look like an idiot. They try to make man look stupid. They try to make man look like this. I saw the commercial. I thought it was the dumbest commercial I had ever seen. You see two kids roughhousing. They stop. Why let that go on? Well, because that's kids roughhousing. Kids do that. So here's the question: what's it like to be a man in this year, 2019? Funny thing is, I'll tell you this from personal experience. I have said a lot of stupid shit at work, but I never got called out on it. Some things I said was somewhat controversial. Somewhat controversial. Trust me on this one. Just trust me on it. Okay? But then again, that was my nature. My nature was to say that kind of shit. I was impulsive and I said shit like that off the cuff. One time I was screwing around. What happened was my boss was there and she was like, I said, "Oh, what's your bra size?" I said something like that. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, you said that!" And she just blew it off. Did I get pulled into the office? Nope. Should I got pulled into the office? Probably. But then again, I do that all the time. Oh, blah 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 blah. Oh, look that blah 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 blah. I say stupid shit like that. Now the funny thing is, in some other now one of the reasons why I didn't get pulled into the office I had to talk to, because I produce a lot of work. So I'll let Art say some stupid shit because he produced a lot of work. Now if he was slacking off, not doing much at all, then I'll pull him into the office and talk to him about this. Ugh, stupid sinuses. Weather outside. Ugh, killing me. Okay, that's one thing. Have I learned a little bit to control myself a little bit? Yes, I did because I've seen I heard of other stories. Remember, there was a story about like 30 some years ago. Some guy got pulled out for sexual harassment at an office for repeating a Seinfeld joke. Seinfeld. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that is the most dumbest and lamest and most boring show I ever. I never thought it was funny. So, what kind of a joke did he say that would make him get busted for this guy busted for sexual harassment? Al Franken. Yeah, in the past he touched women's boobs. He touched women's asses like most normal guys do. He's a senator. They call him out on it. Well, back in the day, you did this. Back in the day, I say, yeah, 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 right, yep, So you know what I do? In the interest of fair play and being honest, I'll step down. Now here's the question: why wasn't people when Al Franken, is his name Al Franken, when he said that? How come none of the guys stood up and said, "Hey, hold on a second. Just because he did that in the past, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. It's a war on men." No, no, you just let him go. But like I said, it's you never know. Here's the thing. When I was younger, my dad set me down. He wasn't a very great teacher at times, but sometimes he did teach me some things. He says, most people think that because you have a penis, they think they're a man. But sometimes what you do determines how much of a man you really are and what kind of man you are. And I looked up there and I was like, what the fuck you talking about? But now I understand. There's some people, and I'll tell you something, and this is a personal thing. My mom and my dad didn't want to get married. They really didn't want to get married. They just like being single, and they just like, okay, we're like, you know, smacking each other around kind of shit. But what happens during that time in the 70s, you knock a girl up, you 9 times 10, you should marry that person. Let's just put it this way: my grandmother was big in the church, and she had a lot of influence, and plus having her daughter getting knocked up by some dude. My mom was like, I don't want to marry this man. Shit. He was like, I'm going to take care of my kid because I don't want another man taking care of my kid. I'm going to marry her. He said, well, one story says that one thing, and another story says another, but that's a different story. That I just take it how it is. It was a shotgun wedding, from what I've heard. And in one way, he said that I don't want another man calling you. I don't want you calling another man daddy. Okay, now think about it. To me, that's a man right there. I knocked a woman up, and I'm gonna take care of my kids. Look at today. I'm pretty sure we all know guys who knocked women up, got them impregnated, probably multiple times, and not taking care of their damn kids. And they want to call themselves men. To me, that's not a man. That's a child. That's in my opinion. Some people say any boy can create a baby, but it takes a man to raise a child. Okay? Some people say that. A man honors his word. Back in the day, a man honored his word. He says he's not going to do something, he's not going to do it. He honored his word as best as he possibly could. Remember, a handshake was all you needed for some things? Yes. Those are kind of stuff. But the thing is that now, being a man, we're taught to be strong, energetic, forceful, in your face sometimes. But being strong, be assertive, show off what you got. But now, today, doing that, it's toxic masculinity. Really now? But the thing is, how many women you see now? If you don't do that kind of thing, this is what they call the alpha man. If you're not an alpha man, you're a beta or a soy boy, as they call it. So some people say, well, Art, guess what? You're a soy boy. You're a beta because you're not taking charge. Here's a question. Why should I take charge of something I don't really want? Here's the thing. There's a good looking lady. 20 guys hit on this bitch already. What am I going to do that none of these 20 guys have done before? Am I going to come up with some wacky crazy try to tell her I'm the one? But then again, even if that does happen and she starts getting interested in me, when she realizes the real me and she realizes not what she saw, then guess what? She turns away. That's life. But if you show off like, I've got my chest puffed out, yeah, guess what? That's toxic. I mean, how many times you see another dude do his damn job and be assertive about it and say that's toxic? No, that's what they taught us to be. That's what society teaches us to be. Then another part of society says, no, that's not how you should be. For example, I had an example and I totally lost it, but that's okay. Sometimes a man knows when to lead and know when to be led. Sometimes a man does that. Some men don't. But the question is that, hey, a man is supposed to come up to a woman and say, hey, what's up? Now, you can do Fresh Prince, what's your baby? What's your sign? Kind of shit. Now, if you don't understand what I'm talking, watch the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'm pretty sure you saw it at least one time when you see Will Smith acting like a crazy idiot in front of some chick. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you have. And you can act like that, or you can just walk up and say, hey, how you doing? My name is blah, 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 blah. Okay? Sometimes you get shot down, sometimes you don't. I remember this one girl says that, you know, trying to, catcalling girls. That's what guys do. They like to say, damn, bitch, you look fine. Damn, look at you shaking right there, girl. Guess what? We were taught that from kids to do that shit. How are you going to undo 20-something years worth of behavior? You can't. You can't do it overnight. And you're trying to tell them this. Well, Art, I did get pulled into the office once because I said something. Well, Art, I basically called. I said, I told this guy this, I said, you know, you guys are a bunch of pussies. I said that. I said that in front of a unit meeting instead of a meeting. I said, you guys are a bunch of pussies. And what happened? I got called into the office for that. Well, you shouldn't say that. Well, what is a pussy? Well, no, what's a pussy? And it got, well, you know what that is. You know what that is. But here's the thing. Another word for a weak person is a pussy. Back in the day. Nowadays, I don't know what you call it, but back in the day, if someone called you a pussy, that means you're fucking weak as fuck. But you can't say that in today's society because it's toxic. But when my boss tries to go off and say this, this, and this, and this, I can't go to my boss. Well, boss, you can't say that stuff because that's toxic. Yeah, that puts a bullet on your. That puts a bullseye on you. But anyway, is there a war on men? And the funny thing is, in my opinion, the answer is no. There's no war on men. It's just a perceived war on men. What happened is they want. Sorry. They have an. Some people have an. Society has an idea what a man should be. And if you don't live up to that idea, then you're less than a man. When you exceed those expectations, that's when it's toxic. That's what it is. I mean, that's what it is. Think about it. How many times you see some people throw their weight around because they have a certain rank or a certain position? They throw their weight rank around like they're bad news bear, like they bad as shit. Like one guy years ago in the past, the guy really didn't know what he was doing in my job, but he got promoted faster because he kissed a lot of ass. To me, kissing ass is a pussy ass move. But hey, to each his own. But what happened? He came around. He came around. He started strutting this stuff like he's the man of the West. He came out and said, "Art, I don't like the way how you did this and this and this and this." I said, and I looked up. I said, okay." I said, "All right. So let me ask you a question. In my position, how long were you doing that? How long did you do that in my position?" Well, I don't know. No, I said, "How long, motherfucker?" I said, "How long, motherfucker? How long?" I said it in front of a meeting. And people was like, "What the fuck? Art, you can't say that shit." I said, "No, no, 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 no. I'll give you an example. This is motherfucker right here trying to tell me I'm doing something wrong, but I spent more time doing my job than he did. So you tell me, what did I do wrong? Where's your proof that I did something wrong?" Well, well, yeah. Did you take account of this? Did you take care of this variable? Did you? And I said, I throw on some variables on that stuff or that thing that I said he did that I did wrong. Well, I didn't really think about that because you didn't spend much time in the job as I have, so you could see that. And if you did, you would have looked up and said, "Oh, that's how he did it. Case closed. Next." But no, you want to be a pussy. Yeah, I got talked to for that. But the thing is, I looked up. Dude came up to me. I stepped up. My boss right now, me and him have many fights. Many fights. "I know you don't like to be told what to do." You're damn right I don't like to be told what to do because I already know what I'm supposed to do. You don't need to tell me how to do my job. You don't need to tell me what to do in my job. I already know. And this guy right here, he didn't have that much experience in my job as I did. He learned on the go. We taught him what we know. And so what happened is we used to butt heads. True, he will win the battle, but I'm showing you I'm no pussy. He said, just don't, make sure you don't use the. I'm like, that's I'm like, I don't want to have to write you up. Then he kind of backs down. And you realize, oh shit, oh my god. But then again, think about it. Is that toxic? Some people say, well, Art, you're showing some toxic masculinity here. Some people say, well, hey, you standing up for what you believe in. If you stand up for what you believe in, is that really toxic? Everybody believes different things. No one believes in the same thing. That's why we're uniquely, creatively different. That what makes men good and women as well. Because guess what? We think differently. We don't think the same. If we did, it'd be boring as fuck. So, is there a war on men? I said, hell, fuck no. It's just a bunch of people who don't really understand what a man should be, trying to tell you how a man should be. And what happens is a lot of people, they get that argument going because there's a big movement out there. Doesn't mean that men are terrible. It's just the fact that a lot of men's behaviors is terrible now compared to 20 years ago. There's a meme that I saw. 3 women in the office. The fat dude comes in. Good morning, ladies. They all have that disgusted look on their face. But that hot stud comes in. Good morning, ladies. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That kind of idea. Okay? So, but the thing is that it's society in itself shifts and changes. Society grows and shifts and changes, and we got to as well. It doesn't mean that, hey, if you're a man, you got to act a certain way. If you're justifying the way how you do it, then you do it. Don't come on and say, well, I'm sorry for being toxic masculinity here. Sorry about being toxic masculinity. Oh, by the way, I had a flu shot today. Always get a flu shot. Trust me. A flu shot gives you the flu inoculation, whatever. You technically, yeah, you can't get sick from it. That is correct. But but what happens when you do finally get the flu? The symptoms are easier to deal with. Trust me. Trust me on that one. But anyway, that's my thoughts. So here's the thing. If you think that there's a war on men, let me know in the comment and say, hey, this is the reason why there's a war on men and blah, 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 blah. If you say, hey, Art, there's no such, I think you're off topic because of blah, blah, blah. Let's have a discussion here. And if you're a woman watching this, let me know your thoughts. I want to see the thing is, I like to see how women think sometimes. Because women do think differently than guys. I had a thought and I just lost it. I'm sorry. But anyway, if you like this video, like it. If you don't like it, thumbs down. If you want to share this video, go share it. That'd be kind of neat. And I guess I'll talk to you guys later.